Fireworks this week after former IRS official Lois Lerner again took the fifth before Congress. I love it when they take the fifth.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth. Anything you say, fifth. Go ahead, ask me a question. Did you? Fifth.
Joining me now, South Carolina Congressman Trey Gowdy, who sits on the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee. Hello, Congressman. I understand that you were in that committee hearing when Lois Lerner took the fifth this week. What happened?
Well, we expected her to testify, and I spent most of the weekend preparing different lines of questions, and then we learned that morning that she was going to invoke her Fifth Amendment privilege again.
But Congressman, let me ask you this. Congressman, I don't mean to interrupt you. There is actually, or there are emails indicating that she wanted a week delay in order to testify, and that your committee had actually confirmed this with her lawyer. Is that correct?
Oh, sure. I mean, there are emails from her attorney. In fact, he initiated it, that she'd had a change of mind. She wanted a 1-week delay, but quite frankly, Judge, she's had 9 months. So what you don't see are the telephone conversations between OGR staff and her attorney, but we fully expected her to testify. That was not a show hearing.
All right. So she comes in and she takes the Fifth Amendment, and her lawyer, interestingly enough, when asked about, wasn't there an agreement that she would testify, he says there's no possibility that Ms. Lerner would be given a fair opportunity to speak or tell the truth. That's their excuse for her taking the fifth. Does that make sense to you?
No, that's laughable. She talked to the Department of Justice, which is the one group that can actually put her in jail, and she talked to them without immunity and without any conditions, but she won't talk to a group of washed-up former prosecutors who can't put her in jail.
Well, all right, so let's explain this. So she's willing to talk to a prosecutor in the Department of Justice, but not willing to testify or talk to Congress, which has oversight authority over this kind of situation. What does that tell you?
That she's willing to go behind closed doors and talk to a bunch of DOJ prosecutors that she doesn't think is going to actually prosecute her, but she won't talk to your viewers or her fellow citizens.
And could it be because those DOJ prosecutors work for Barack Obama?
Well, he said there's not a smidgen of corruption, so maybe she knows something the rest of us don't know.
Well, that's right. And the president did say that there was no corruption in spite of what he said initially regarding what was going on. So you're a former DA, you're a former United States attorney, congressman. Take me through what happens now. Can Lois Lerner be held in contempt? And if she is, can a court force her to testify before you guys?
Well, what's going to happen next, Judge, is I believe that we are going to have another hearing without her presence, and we're going to try to get our Democrat colleagues to help us get her back to answer our questions. They say that they want to hear from her, too, so help us get her in a setting where she will answer our questions like she has the Department of Justice's. If she will not do that, then I believe we are marching towards contempt of Congress. There are 3 different kinds of contempt of Congress, but for your purposes, it requires a referral to the executive branch or the U.S. attorney to prosecute her. That's not going to happen.
Right.
So we'll then have to go in front of a federal judge and ask that judge to find that she waived her Fifth Amendment privilege and compel her to talk. But that's going to be months, if not years.
All right. And do you see yourself and your committee going to a federal judge seeking to have that done in spite of how long it will take?
Yes, we're convinced she waived, and we're convinced we need her answers.
And when you say waived, Congressman, just for the benefit of the viewer, when she first came in and testified before your committee, made a statement, and then said, I plead the fifth, don't ask me any questions. That's what you mean by waived.
Well, Judge, she made 17 separate factual assertions. That is a lot of talking for somebody who wants to remain silent.
All right, so let's move on then. Confrontation between Darrell Issa and Elijah Cummings. I want you to take a look at this.
Adjourned. Close it down.
I am a member of the Congress of the United States of America. I am tired of this.
We had a hearing. It was adjourned. I gave you an opportunity to ask a question. You had no question.
All right. Now, all of us are very concerned, obviously, about the rhetoric in Congress. Was Chairman Issa correct in turning off the mic? Was Elijah Cummings or Congressman Cummings incorrect in not even asking a question, but making what seemed to be a political statement?
Well, Chairman Issa has apologized, and I think that apology was warranted and necessary. Mr. Cummings tells us that he was simply going to say, if I can help you get the answers to these questions, let's find another way to do it. And his way is a proffer behind closed doors, but still it's a start. But, Judge, I got to tell you this. I've known both of those men for 3 years. They have a very good relationship 99% of the time. So I'm sorry that your viewers saw what they saw.
Well, and I've been in that hearing room, and I've seen that there's a certain congeniality between the two of them. Anyway, Congressman, stick around. We'll be right back with much more after the break.